Kevin Durant done in the desert. Sure looks that way. Where could he land after he leaves the Phoenix Suns this summer? I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Make sure you subscribe right here to the channel. Turn on those notifications as well. All right, so really important situation now brewing in the desert. The Phoenix Suns preparing to trade Kevin Durant this summer. This is according to rival teams. So Brian Windhorst of ESPN said he's probably going to get traded this summer. He knows it. The Suns know it. The rest of the league knows it. They're going to enjoy him while they have him. It's not really controversial, in all honesty. They're under 500. They have $230 million payroll, and then add over $100 million in tax on top of that. So essentially what Wendy is saying is that the Suns season has been so bad and they're so expensive that they're going to do something drastic, and they don't really have a lot of options. They don't want to trade Devin Booker. Obviously, he is their guy, and the reporting has been that Devin Booker wants to stay with the Suns even if there's a drastic overhaul of this team. So Devin Booker is the Suns guy. He's not going anywhere. Then you go look at Bradley Beal. They can't trade Bradley Beal. They tried. They did everything they could to get Bradley Beal off their roster in their attempts to get Jimmy Butler. Were unsuccessful. Couldn't find a team to take him on, even after trading their 2031 pick unprotected and turning that into 3 first-round picks that were considered to be of lower quality. That was to set up a Jimmy Butler trade that simply never came. It was a rough trade deadline for the Phoenix Suns. But you look at them right now, 26 and 27, a minus 1.7 point differential. It's just not working in Phoenix. And right now, everybody expects that Durant is going to be the piece move, because I don't know what else you do. There's not a lot of other options on this roster to move on from, especially since they are a second-tier apron club, which means they can't aggregate salaries in a trade. They do still have those 3 first-round picks to potentially play with this summer, but it really looks like if they're going to do something drastic here, it's going to have to be a deal with Kevin Durant. I mean, we could see part of the issue right here. You put Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker on the floor together. They're actually now, and just recently shifted to a positive in point differential, plus 0.3, which is not nearly enough given how much you're paying them. You would expect there to be a massive positive when you have all 3 of those guys together on the floor. But look at their defense, 20th percentile defensively. They can't stop anybody. None of those 3 players, especially at this stage in his career with Durant, is a good defensive player. So you have 3 guys where their basic skill set is to all do the same thing, and that's put the ball in the basket. The fit is just not there. So where does Kevin Durant wind up? What teams are going to be interested in him? I want to get to that in just a moment. But first, quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Prize Picks Daily Fantasy Sports. They do a fantastic job over there. If you use our promo code Bulletin, you get a guaranteed $50 on your first $5 played. Let's make a few picks real quick here. Let's see. Gosh, my Lakers are going up against the Utah Jazz tonight, 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Austin. Luka right now is questionable to play. I'm going to say, look, Austin Reeves has been on a tear. I'm not picking against him right now. He is killing it. Jackson Hayes, 1.5 assists. We've got the little demon here. I'm actually going to go with that. Hayes was moving the ball really well last game, picked up a few assists. We'll see if he can do it again. Then let's find somebody from another team here. Let's go with past Luka, and he's a Laker. That's still unbelievable. Unbelievable. Zach LaVine, 22.5 points. He's been lighting it up for the Sacramento Kings. I think he gets it done as well. All right, what would we get out of that one? That play, if we were to play $10 on that, we'd wind up with a $55 win because of that Demon Jackson Hayes assist play. So go check it out, guys. Check out Prize Picks. Use the link in the description down below, and then use our promo code Bulletin. All right, so where could Kevin Durant realistically land? Where is he going to go? Brian Windhorst did say, while I would never make an ironclad prediction, I expect Durant and the Suns this summer to work together to find a new home. He has 1 year left on his contract, which will give him control as to where that would be. That is a critical point with all of this. It is absolutely critical that we consider that. Kevin Durant is going to have all the say on where he goes. Why? Well, same reason why Jimmy Butler was able to scare certain teams away. And Durant himself was able to tell the Golden State Warriors, no, I don't want to play for you again. Not only does Durant have the respect factor as an all-time great in the NBA. Teams are not going to want to disrespect him by trading for him if he tells them he doesn't want to be there. That's a factor. But he also holds all the cards. Why? Because he's a free agent, not this coming summer, but the summer after. So this summer, when the Suns are trying to trade him, if they decide, hey, we want to trade you to, I don't know, the Brooklyn Nets, and Durant says, oh, no. Been there, done that. I don't want to do that again. All Durant would have to do is tell, in this scenario, the Nets, yeah, look, guys, you can trade for me. I'll play for you for a season, and I'm gone. I will leave in free agency, just so we're clear. And what tends to happen in that scenario is the team that is trading for the player no longer wants to give up nearly as many assets because they don't want to give up a bunch of stuff to get a guy who's just going to play for one season and then be gone. So that's the way Durant can influence his own landing spot and kind of steer himself. Now, you hit a certain point, and we saw it a little bit with Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline, where if a player really doesn't want to go someplace and is shutting down a lot of other avenues, at some point you kind of get stuck if the team they really want to get to simply doesn't have the pieces that your team, in this case the Phoenix Suns, has. So there are limitations to this to a degree, but Kevin Durant will have a huge say in where he ultimately lands and will be able to steer his landing spot. Now, we already have a handful of teams here that would be interested, and I'm sure there's going to be more, but take a look at this. If the Suns put Durant on the trade block this summer, reports have linked the Houston Rockets, Memphis Grizzlies, Miami Heat, and Minnesota Timberwolves as having interest. The Warriors also have interest, but Durant showed no desire to return to his former team. Now, if that changes, I would assume the Warriors would have interest again, but they already made their move. They got Jimmy Butler. So let's take a quick look here. Memphis, what could they do? Remember, Durant, $51 million in salary. That's a lot of money to trade for. The Grizzlies this coming summer, they do project to be below this first-tier apron by a solid amount. And a lot of this is going to depend. Look, Memphis has to give a new contract to Jaren Jackson Jr. They're going to extend him. So that can certainly change, and that'll be something to keep an eye on here. But Memphis did open up some flexibility. What if Memphis were to build something around a player like, say, Des Bane, and then go from there? Now, Kevin Durant, by the way, I know Des Bane's significantly younger, just 26 years old. Memphis would not want to lose him. But Kevin Durant, let's not assume just because he's 36, he's over the hill. Look at how consistent the numbers are. Look at the last 3 seasons, 26 points, 27 points, 27 points. You look at the percentages, above 50% from the field every single season. This man is still a machine. You look at the three-point shooting this year, 40, almost 41%, 40% from three, 41% last season. The dude is still getting it done. The rebounds, the assists, he is still absolutely incredible, despite actually he sealed last night's loss to the Memphis Grizzlies with a turnover. But Kevin Durant is absolutely phenomenal, and any team would love to have Kevin Durant on their roster right now. So if you're the Grizz and you have to build something around Des Bane, maybe if the playoffs don't go exactly the way they want, well, there could be opportunity there to get something done. Now, does Bane fit great with Devin Booker on the Phoenix side of things? No. But look, you also have some interesting young talent. You've got Zach Edey on this roster. They've got some pieces they could potentially move. Houston is the one that's really interesting. If we consider the Houston Rockets, who have told everybody they don't want to go all in on an older star, and that's admirable of them. But the Houston Rockets, not only are you going to have plenty of flexibility when we look at Houston and what they're going to have. Now, they are getting close to that first-tier apron, so that's something to keep an eye on. But you look at these contracts they've got. Jalen Green, he's been fantastic. His salary bumps up to $33 million this season. Could Phoenix have interest in getting a young player like him? You also have guys like Reed Shepherd, Jabari Smith Jr., Ahmed Thompson, who's been, oh my God, that guy's so athletic. It's insane. You've got a $8 million non-guarantee for Jock Landale. You could guarantee that and put that in a trade. You also have the Houston Rockets have a number of Phoenix Suns draft picks. So the Houston Rockets have essentially shorted the future of the Suns. And so one of the things and one of the reasons why the Rockets did it is because they could take those picks and offer them to Phoenix as a way to kind of allow the Suns to start a rebuild, because they would get their own picks back, kind of similar to what the Brooklyn Nets did before they traded Mikal Bridges away. They went and got their own picks back. The Houston Rockets could offer the Suns the opportunity to do that. Now, Word has been that what they want to use that for is Devin Booker. But might they say, you know what, it's time to fast forward things and let's go get Kevin Durant, even if he's not as young as Book? So far, that answer has been no. So far, the Houston Rockets have avoided that type of move. But depending on how the playoffs go this year, maybe that makes them decide to go all in a little bit sooner. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves, you've got the expiring salary of Julius Randle to build off of. And there you go. And you've got other pieces that would be interesting, I believe, as well. I'm sure they would like to throw in the expiring Mike Conley. You also have Dante DiVincenzo, who I'd be trying to get if I were the Suns. Rob Dillingham. We'll see how bad do the Wolves want to win right now, especially with new ownership officially taking over. Arbitration ruled in favor of Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lore. So we'll see where that heads in Minnesota. But right now, the bottom line, if Kevin Durant hits the trade market this summer, which is widely expected to happen, there will be plenty of suitors lining up to go get him. So everybody, let me know, where is the best landing spot for Kevin Durant, and what should be the goal of the Phoenix Suns? Should it be simply to shed salary and try to reset things? Should they be looking for future capital? Should they be trying to get a win now piece? What should their goal be in Phoenix, assuming they do indeed move on from Kevin Durant this summer? Let me know in the comments section, and don't forget to go check out our latest videos right now.